Right guys, we're back with another video. Here it is. I have a return from Tag Grading. Tag Grading is based in the US, just like all the other big grading companies. I'd say actually, the way it's going, they're looking like maybe the fourth biggest grading company out there, closely behind the big three. And honestly, the way that it's going, I wouldn't be surprised if they surpass Beckett's. But yeah. This video is kind of, I wouldn't say sponsored, but it was complimentary by Grade with Tag UK, who are the UK's middleman for tag grading. Recently started up. Let's get these boxes back a little bit. They basically offered me 20 cards complimentary grading, and in return, I just have to make. Firstly, it has to be a very truth. I did specifically say I'm going to tell the truth, so it's going to be a pretty transparent opinion on how the process was, how long it took, and what I think of the grades and the slabs, etc. So I think the first thing, just to keep you all interested, is just to get straight into the cards. I did get a little impatient, and I have actually opened a few already, as you can see. So let's get all of these out of this actually very nice looking box. You can notice straight away the cards do come individually sealed, which is honestly pretty cool. It's actually probably not great if you were submitting hundreds and hundreds of cards, but a smaller submission like this, it's kind of nice, adds to the niche. But in the end, because they can't stack, it does make a little bit more room in the packaging. So to start, I might as well show you what I've already opened. So you see straight away, here is a PSA 10 Charizard V-Star from V-Star Universe. So the slab, I would say it's very comparative to CGC in that it's super clear, kind of a medium thickness, and yeah, honestly, I really like the slab. The slab itself looks great. Really, it feels nice in the hand, not too heavy, not too light. If you can see here, actually pretty similar in width to a PSA slab, a bit shorter. Yeah. Basically, I am actually super impressed with these, from these two that I've opened. So I have a 10 here on the Charizard V-Star. One thing that I was really impressed with was the pop report. I took a look at the pop report for this, and you see a lot of details. So I think that'll be, in the second half of this video, will be more going through the cards at a closer look and the pop reports. Here, this got the 9. Why did he get the 9? I think I can see quite clearly there is, I don't know if it's focusing. I saw it before. There's 2 little white dots here. So honestly, this is the kind of card where probably PSA let this slide a 10, but it did get the tag 9, which is fair enough. You can see here the clear label I actually also really like. A lot of people think like, you can't really see it on white backgrounds, etc. But I feel like you can see it on a pretty good range of backgrounds. So actually, the rest of these I don't really know. We should get into it. So here is the first slab we are opening now. We have a 10. I think I know what this is. This is the Glaceon Holo from one of the Level X half decks. Wow, that looks great. This is the Glaceon from the Shaman Level X deck. This is the Glaceon Holo. I think this was also a Winter Challenge promo in Diamond and Pearl originally, and then this was a reprint so that you basically could play with it. That's what the Level X decks were for. So yeah, wow. Look at the holo pattern. The clarity on these slabs is amazing. That is actually a really good looking slab. And alongside this, I know I did grade the lithium. So if they both got 10s, that'll be great. I know along with the Gem Mint 10, it is possible to get a pristine 10. Oh, I can see it says Dialga. It's a big one for me. Let's fucking go. Here it is, my very favorite Dialga card. This is Intense Fight in the Destroyed Sky. But actually, on PSA slabs, this is the Stormfront Dialga. Wow, this also looks great. This is literally my favorite Dialga artwork. Fucking Arita Masterclass. Wow, that looks so good. And actually, this is a good one to compare because we have this here. And we also have this. The trio. The trio. These are my 3 copies. I think this might be a card that I might try and go for a 10 in every grading company. So compared to PSA, firstly, Little bit shorter in height. Obviously, the clarity is another level. There's no frosted border. I think that the label is nice on the tag slab just because it's less obvious. Maybe what I would like is if the slab was just a bit smaller and the label is also just a bit smaller. I don't think the label needs to be as big as it is. Label. It's not actually a label. It's like etched. But overall, this does feel a lot more protective and premium than the PSA slab, in all honesty. And compared to the ARS, this is hard because ARS is expensive to grade, and obviously everyone knows it's fucking the most premium. You can see, but it holds up, doesn't it? In the end, it holds up. It's almost like it's just this like extra frosted bumper on the ARS slab is what's kind of trumping it to the tag slab. But that is an amazing looking slab, and that is one which will stay in the personal collection 100%. Next. The grades are at the front always. Ooh, we got another 10. I know this one. This is another one I really like. This is the CP5 Legendary Dreamshine Darkrai. Man, I'm really impressed with these slabs. I will actually be selling these, and apart from the few that I will keep for myself, but I'm really curious at how they sell, because if they sell well, I am very interested in continuing subbing with tag via grade with tag. I mean, look at that slab. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? Next, we have another 10. Ooh, this is a big one. I teased this one on my Instagram. Look at this. Big boy. Groudon EX from Hail Blizzard. This was one that I was really curious to sub, because I don't know if you can see here, but there is like there is a patch of missing texture there, just on the way the cards, it's not damage, but just from when it was printed, there's some missing texture. So I was not sure this would get the 10, but as you can see, it did. This is this actually looked really good on the black background on like on the tag scans. But yeah, I'll show you those later when I go through the site after showing you the rest of the submission. We have another 10 here. Don't know what this is. Ah, this was actually by accident. I did not realize this was in the box. So I accidentally sent 2 of these Charizards. So they did actually grade 21 cards free of charge for me. So there's a second Charizard V-Star. I do also, what I'm a massive fan of is having the Japanese name. I think that's so, every card, even the PSA slab should have the Japanese name. And then you can see here 2 of the same slab stacked on top of each other. Interesting. Interesting. Next. Another 10. See, I actually sent some decent cards. I forgot. We have the Precious Collector's Box Pikachu in a Gem Mint 10. Love this card. Crobat, Hisuian Zoroark, Zacian. Is that Zamazenta or Zacian? Fuck, I don't know. An Inteleon. Basically, all the great playables from the Sword and Shield era. I'm pretty sure. That's another really good looking slab. Next, we have a 6. This is an interesting one. I'm pretty sure this was a PSA 7. And actually, when looking at it, I think I might have damaged it slightly, cracking out the PSA slab. These I was curious with because they do have like... The reason why they're graded so low is because they have a really... The way they're clamped into the PSA... Into the magazines or CDs, whatever, they get clamped slightly. I think we'll have to look at the pop report for that. But yeah, this was a PSA 7. So I was curious on that. Actually, give me 1 second. The labels are behind me, I'm pretty sure. Here. So, there's one. No, that's from a different sub. There's one. There's one. That's not here. So yeah, you can see from PSA 7 to Tag 6. This was a test because early, when Tag were first getting prominent into grading Pokemon cards, there was a lot of people getting away with dents, still grading 10s, and people were not happy with that. So these obviously have some kind of surface dent, and they did get docked for it, and docked quite heavily. So I'm sure some of the doubters will be happy to see that. The next one we have here is the Solgaleo GX from Ultra Shiny GX. which is a beautiful card. I just thought with the super clear slabs it would look great. And I did grade the Sol Gallio alongside this, so hopefully the Sol Gallio also got the 10, which it did. So that's another super cool, that's a little super cool set of tag 10s there. They do feel nice to hold. They are very similar to CGC, I'd say. But I do prefer, I really don't like the CGC labels. Look at that pair. Oh, with the light a bit different. Oh my god, the light over here is popping. Jesus Christ. Maybe I'll keep the light here. It's like to the side, but I think you need like a side-on angle for the light to really pop. Right. We don't have too many left here. So far, I'm pretty happy. I think it's super fair. The 9 looked fair. The 1/9 that I've got so far. The 6, I think, is also fair. Oh, we have a black and white card here. I forgot what I submitted. Ah, this is Dragon Selection. So here we have the Dragon Selection Latios in a 10. This was raw from Torika Camp. Super cheap. I think this was literally like 300 yen. So that's a super cool tag 10 there. And I think I did the Latias alongside it. And that looks like that also got the 10. So no pristines here. Obviously my cards are not that good. Someone commented on my ARS submission actually saying like, you shouldn't, if you care so much about the grades, you should look at the cards closely, mate. You fucking genius, mate. So yeah, that's another from these cards. We have another set here. Latias and Latios together. What I did notice is actually they do not grade there's no sequential cert numbers, which is I don't know. It depends how you think about that. I quite like trying to chase sequential grades with PSA. I think I actually know what all the rest of these grades are, so there's no more surprises because I do know a few of these. This is the Darkrai from Moonlit Pursuit. This is one that he told me the grade early because I kind of wanted to research the grade report, and this one I was gutted on. This, if it wasn't for the centering, this would have been a pristine 10. Everything at 100. No surface marks. 0 marks on the corners. Like each corner has a score out of 1,000, I think, and it's like 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 on each corner. It's just the top to bottom is out by 1%. Man, what a beautiful card. Such a shame. The last two I know are these two cards, and I also know what the grades they got. So one is another of the Breed Pikachus, which was previously a PSA 7. It's got a 6.5. I actually didn't know Tag did half grades. Honestly, it must be the way that they are. I think I can see it. Probably just needs squashing down to it. It's like the way they're clamped into the CD. And the last one, actually, I still haven't figured out what is wrong with this card, in all honesty. But I was like, how did this get a PSA 8? I see nothing wrong with this. And we got the tag 8 to finish, which is pretty funny, honestly. You know what? I see it now. Now I see it. I could not see this in the PSA slab, which says a lot about how clear this tag slab is. But can you see that there? Like the tiniest imprint, lip, whatever. I think you could probably squash that out of the card if you sat it in a acrylic. If you sat it in like something to clamp it down. But yeah, that's the last card from the sub. So overall, the grades to me seem super fair, super consistent. I don't see any outliers here. They caught on to all the cards that I sent with damage. Basically, any card that was already docked by PSA also got caught by tag. So I think on the grading front, I'm pretty impressed. I think the slabs look great. And I think the process was pretty smooth too. So I think we'll go into a bit more detail now on the computer. We'll show off the cards at the same time as the grade report, and that'll be the rest of the video. So see you in a sec. Right guys, so this is actually a day later now. I recorded this whole thing yesterday and uploaded it all. It was meant to upload just now. I was kind of watching it back quickly, and it didn't, what's it called? It did not render properly, and there was like 5 minutes of the video missing at the end. So yeah, a bit fucking annoying. So yeah, let me figure out what I wanted to say before. Right, so firstly, before we actually look at the pop reports, I think we should crack open the Grade with Tag website. Ooh. Here's a shot. So right now this says sold out, but that's just because they closed submissions over Christmas. But I have something else, some leaked knowledge. This will now be $12.99 GBP. From the new year on, it'll be $12.99 for a submission, which is great. I'd say the other big thing that you would kind of consider grading over the big three is just literally the 10 business day turnaround is really, really fast. Mine was longer. I have to say mine was closer to 25 or 30, but it was Christmas period and they did acknowledge that and they said a sorry to me and etc. But that's okay. That's kind of how it is. I think even PSA was slower than it should have been over this period. The high-res images and the grading report is actually very good, so we're going to go through that in a second for a handful of the cards that I picked out. The tag reveal wrap. This it's like a nice thing for a small sub, but say if I do like a 200 card PSA sub, listen, unwrapping every slab would fucking crack me. The slabs are super clear. What else was worth mentioning? No upcharges. That's another thing. No upcharges. Upcharges make such a big difference with PSA. You know, as soon as you start grading a more expensive card, the grade cost does tot up really, really quickly. So yeah, basically, Grade with Tag is the home of Tag in the UK and United Kingdom. So I think that's probably the easiest way for you to submit if you're based in Europe or more specifically the UK. They're also at card shows. For example, my submission I dropped off at the London card show, so I'd say worth a go. My opinion. Now that I've actually had a day still looking at the cards, I think it's 100% worth a go, and I will probably submit more cards and see how that goes. Right, so let's get Grade with Tag closed. Let's start. So firstly, most obviously, if you want to find the pop report or the grade report of your card, you want to go here. Which might make my desk a little higher. Can you hear that? I'll move my desk up. It should sound better through the mic now. So this is the Reds Pikachu. If you scan it here, you'll get the pop report up on your phone or whatever. But you can also type in this 8-digit code here. So it'll be a letter and then a set of numbers. So for example, if I typed in the letter and the set of numbers, it would come up with this, which is like the general pop report. Let me move my monitor a little bit. Right. Actually, you can see my monitor a bit here. 60 FPS, baby. What am I thinking? So firstly, you can see I am the only person to have graded this in the United... Where was it? So there's 3 PSA 9 copies ever graded. But actually, if I click here, you'll see every copy graded by Tag. So there's only 5 of this card ever graded by Tag. 1 gem, 3 9 mints, and 1 8.5 mint. And mine is the Caser, which is this one. So it was the most recently submitted, fifth submitted. Has the date it was completed grading. Wow. So it completed grading a long time before I got the card, actually. Interesting. And I think there's like, it's like the best, it's the best ranked mint copy, I think. I remember reading. Anyway. That's where we are now. So this is the grade report. Straight away, you are greeted with big transparency sliders of the card, and you'll see using the transparency slider, you can kind of sometimes pick up surface damage. Now, I've already recorded this, so I know where the surface damage is, but you can see as I drag down, there is a little something here, which we'll come to in a second. You see? A tiny, tiny, tiny little dent. But otherwise, the card looks pretty good. So you can see population, card rank, chronology, and here is this is just an overview, no detail. Just tells you where the dings are, the centering. So overall it's pretty good, just one back ding, and that's what gave it the 9. So I actually could not see this at all until I saw the grade report. I was like, what the fuck, why did this get the 9? I actually thought it was because of whitening, but it wasn't. If you click view here on view scratches, it does all the work for you. You can see there is where the damage is. So just next to the energy symbol on the back top left. So let's see if we can find this for you on the camera. It's like actually very, very hard to see, but it does. Am I tripping? You see it now. Just there. And that's what gave it the 9. I say you see it now, but okay, there. You can kind of see it. Anyway, in person I can see it. The camera's not doing it justice, but yeah. So that's why this Red's Pikachu got the 9. And I just think that kind of insight is so good, because otherwise this card looks amazing. And that is something that's really easily missed. You can see here, elsewhere on the pop report, it gives you the fill, the fray and angle of each corner and sides. You can see the noticeable area is the surface / scratches. I'd call that like a dent. Here, it didn't pick up on these like rough cuts actually. I wouldn't call that whitening. That's just in the printing process. In the end, unless you are looking at it through that fucking crazy close-up image, it doesn't look. You don't see that in person. So yeah, I think for the Red's Pikachu that is enough. And you can see this is the complimentary scans that come. These are actually really, really pretty. Like honestly, these are super impressive. You can pick square images or vertical images, and they come super high quality. Let's do a vertical download. You can see, like that's a super nice IG worthy, or even so fucking, you can use that on eBay, etc. So yeah, that's that. Let's go next card. What was the next card I wanted to look at? The Groudon. So I spoke about the Groudon in the video because it did have some slight missing texture, like a print error, but it did still grade the Gem 10. Just actually look how beautiful that card is. Wow. So yeah, it did still grade the Gem 10. I think on the slider you can see that there's something here as well. I think I see what that is. That's not on the card. This here. I wonder if they do that, if they do the scans retroactively. I can see a hair on the card there. Is that it? No, maybe it's not. I don't know. Anyway, It also shows some like stuff on the back, but it didn't specify that as an actual ding or anything. Actually, when I look, like, it does look pretty flawless. At the end of the day, I'm not a grader. I'm just a guy who grades some cards. So it's the only one graded, etc., etc. The back has no dings, front has no dings. Centering is pretty close. Front, left to right is much bigger than left. And that is the case. I mean, that's not really, that's a fact. That's not really something up to opinion. So yeah, it doesn't really state anything. You can see this is one card where the fill and fray of the edges is actually probably the worst of the lot. But that is also like a black and white thing. If you've ever had black and white full arts in Japanese, and probably, actually I know English is fucked, but Japanese, they always have this like, it's not whitening coming through to the front, it's just the way the card was cut or printed, but yeah. Dry mouth. So yeah, I think that's all to see there. And actually this one looks great, this scan. That's insta-worthy, that one. Right, so that's the Groudon. Next, we have the Espeon. The Espeon, I think I figured it out when I was unboxing, but I never knew before. I'm pretty sure in the video I did figure out what was causing it. There's like, that is actually quite obvious now that I see it. Like a dent kind of thing. Like it's like a lipping, I don't know. That's for sure something you could just fucking leave in an acrylic case and it would squash it out probably. So I might actually try to do that after. But on the slider, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it somewhat there. 3 of these graded ever. You can see there, 1 ding on the edge, back bottom right. So it's the same, yeah, it gives me that exact area. So yeah, now that I've actually, I don't know how I didn't spot this before actually, because now that I see it, it's really obvious, but I didn't spot it when I cracked it from the PSA case either. Is what it is. But that is probably a fair 8 on that one. Otherwise the card is really good, so I might try, I think that's another video idea, try and fix some cards that have surface damage. Not polishing, no card altering, just kind of trying to squash stuff back into place pretty much. Right, 2 cards to go. This one, ooh, oopsie. We have the Breathe Anime card, which obviously got the 6 and I was a bit like, But actually I found also on the slider, I can almost not see anything wrong with this. Like I can see in person that the card is just not shaped the right way from being in that clamp. Like something there, like it's not really flat. I do see now there. You know, like straight in line with the energy, you can see the left side has been bent a little bit. It's because it's held in kind of like a, like English tins, but it's kind of like a soft pack so that it can bend like that. And I'm gonna guess that's what happened. My throat's really fucking dry. Back top left. Is it what I literally just showed you? Yeah, it is that kind of area. It's just like the card is not really flat. But otherwise, there's no real whitening or anything. So it could be worth having a go to fix. But yeah, I'm just like saying, I'm looking at this tag system and I'm honestly just really impressed. Like everything looks great, everything makes sense. Fucking, it gives you more detail, it gives you the best scans from any website. I just think it's really impressive, to be honest. And I think it's probably like the one grading company that has a real good chance of entering the big 3 anytime soon. So yeah. Finally, we have the dark gray. I think I just wanted to show this because I mentioned in the video that all the subgrades were amazing and it was literally just a tiny, look at even the swirl in the hand. Maybe change the light, it can look even better. Oh man, look at that fucking card. So good. What a shame got the 9. Maybe I'll give it away. Right, so pretty much this card was perfect. I remember I looked. A lot of these have been graded. But it's the best copy in a 9. I think this was when I sold someone a load of played cards and they graded them all. Classic. Centering. Yeah, this was literally the only thing. Basically, it has to be within 55-45 on the front. And you can see the top to bottom was 56-44. So it was 1 point out of the 10 range, which is a shame because I'm pretty sure otherwise it would have been a pristine 10, which is really hard to get with tag. Because if you look, fucking everything's 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Like this is a really, 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 oh, this scan's not correct. It's another one of my cards. Don't worry, PSA have done the same. If you've seen my Instagram story, I've got a Hyper Metal Dialga with a Fleer Jordan as the scan. It happens. So yeah, it is literally just the top to bottom on this one that let it down. And this would have been a really nice one to get in the 10. But yeah, I think that's all to mention. Overall, I'd just say I'm impressed with the service. The cards look, oh fucking hell. They did look great until I dropped them. The cards look great. The slabs look great. Look at this. Oh, and I said in the video it was like 21 cards. It was 16 cards. It was meant to be 15 and I added 1 extra Dialga. No, Charizard by accident. So yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.